And we are live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to my 11th day, day 11 of the 30-day challenge. Oh, I got a typo on there. I'll fix it. The title of this specific message for today is All is Well Always. Um, the how it all began, it's really with my son Will that I've already mentioned a few times here. He's the one that um, I have both boys that have autism. He's my more severe, my oldest, and the one who's taught me the most on really being on this path of self mastery, self love, compassion, all that good stuff. And children on the spectrum are great to teach you on how to be present because they can be so present. But at the same time, the anxiety causes them to feel stuck in certain spaces. So they can be so stuck in the present, yet so stuck in the past and so stuck in the future. And they have stamina. They can really hold on to whatever it is that they're holding on to, which is a fantastic exercise for all of us to really pay attention. When you see someone holding on to something, how do you help them to release? Yes. Hello, Miss Jana. Thank you for joining. Um, so, one of the things that would pop up for me one day, we were at Target and I noticed Will was fine. He was with me, and I'm always with it. Going shopping with them was never a fun thing for me because he would just run away. This is one of the things that children on the spectrum will do. They just elope. And then the scariest thing to go shopping with them and being in a parking lot because especially when he was 2, he would just chow. So I had to every time I had groceries, I had to make sure I put him in the car first because I had so many scares. Anyway, the point is they can be very scattered. But one day we're getting in line. He's having a good moment with me at the store. I'm pretty impressed. And as we're getting out the checkout line, I notice that he starts getting really sad. He actually starts crying, except I don't know what's happening, right? Because he's not very verbal. Um, but I noticed that the cashier seemed very sad himself. So in my circles and how I travel, I've learned that we tend to pick up on each other's stuff. Nobody really talks about it because we don't talk about it. So here I am talking about it. Um, we are fantastic receptors. We are antennas. We pick up on all the stuff all the time. And that's why most of the time we feel like we are, for example, you just eaten a big old meal and all of a sudden you have a hankering for pizza. And you're like, but I just ate. How can I want pizza? Turns out that the person next to you in the car next to you is dying to have some pizza. And you just kind of picked up on that and you just took that with you. So if that's the case, that happens with sadness, with joy, with all kinds of stuff. And it's interesting, the people that are very intuitive already notice, I'm like, I don't feel like myself. And we even say that, I don't feel like myself. Probably because you're not being yourself. You have somebody else's stuff. So all of a sudden I see Will and I see that he's crying and everything was fine. There was no reason to cry. But then again, children on the spectrum, the way they see the world is very different. So I just have to see, okay, what's happening? And I just took him and I just kind of, because of my meditations and how I live life, I said these 3 words that came out. And it's not these, but I'll get to this. I said, Will, look at me. I said, ground, love, light. And he had some words. So that's why I said just those 3 words, because I knew he would. And it felt very freeing to help him do that so he could come back to his body. Ground, love, light. And it became a little mantra for us for a few years. Ground, love, light. Hi, Cece. Ground, love, light. And he did it. And it was like a little magic wand. He stopped crying and he was back to himself. Very interesting. Fast forward a few years and I start down the path of spirituality and self-mastery and all these things. And COVID hits, of course, and everybody feels unsafe, right? We don't know what's okay. Can we touch a surface? Can we touch our face? Can we? I mean, I went through the whole process as well. I mean, the fear was, I mean, stinky. We could just feel it all over us, um, which was interesting for me, someone who's very aware of energy and knows better. We always know better. That's what makes us even more angry when we can't figure it out. But that's why these tools work. So one of the things that I noticed with Will was trying to help him find that safety in his body. And all of a sudden, one day, just like ground love light came to me in that parking lot in Target and it shifted his energy and he came back to himself. This other one was all is well always. In the grand scheme of things, this fantastic infinite universe of ours, all is well always. There's no such thing as polarity. We ascribe polarity, right? In this beautiful illusion that is this existence in this universe. So when we're from a specific point of view, we create this reality because we're in this beautiful family, myself, my husband, my boys, my mom, and we have one event happen, and each person will have their own perspective of that event, their own emotions of that event, their own their own memories of that event. And what's interesting is it's so when you see it that way, that everything is just a point of view, everything is just what we perceive is our lives, then it really is, it's a choice thing. What do you want to create today? So when all is well always, because I know it's going to trigger the shit out of people, excuse my language, because sometimes we do not feel like all is well always. But the reason why I use it is to get you out of that mindset. And when I see Will and get him out of his mindset, I say all is well always. I also add a few extra things for him to keep in mind. One of the things that I always, especially with both Will and Stevie, but with anybody, there's this fantastic tool from an Access Consciousness. The same Being You, Changing the World from Dr. Dane here that I spoke in the previous video. Return to sender with consciousness, and it's the idea that when you're picking up on somebody else's thoughts, like you in the car after you ate a full meal and you still want pizza and you know it's not yours, return to sender with consciousness. Or you had a wonderful day and all of a sudden you're in a nasty little mood and you're like, why am I in a bad mood? Everything went my way today. Return to sender with consciousness. Or you were in a grumpy mood and now you're like super joyful. Maybe you go ahead and return to sender with consciousness since it's theirs. So then after you say that, this is what I've programmed into the kids so that they can use it for themselves. So I'll even cue it for Will, and Will will say, return to sender with consciousness. This is the next one. I stand in my power now. So again, the idea of bringing it back. In public speaking, they actually teach you how to do the power stance, and it's the superhero stance, and you actually just stand up straight, you puff up your chest a little bit, and you just look up, and you do that for 10 seconds or so, and it changes your whole mood immediately. And it's funny that it's just the superhero stance. So I stand in my power now has that same essence of here I am. Then I say, I am whoever I am. So I am Will, I am Nicole, I am Stevie. So they have to say their name. I know who I am. That's a very powerful statement to say. Because even though sometimes we feel like we don't know who we are, like we feel lost or whatever, we truly do know who we are. Whenever we're in that peace and quiet of that meditative connection of our own truth, we know who we are. There is no doubt about that. You know your essence, and that's why you're here, because you are supposed to be here. You're making this world complete at this moment in time. And again, that could be my perspective, but I really enjoy that perspective. I could say something even um, more expansive, but I really do like that each and every one of us is meant to be here exactly as we are because we decided to be here. Um, and we all decided to do this whole soup thing together, which makes it more fun and more interesting. Um, then at the end of that, I add all is well always. So it's a nice little closure thing. I know it's a lot of affirmations, but it shifts his energy, and he knows how to say it to himself for Will and Stevie. And I can cue them, hey, return to sender with consciousness. I stand in my power now. I am Nicole. I know who I am. All is well always. Oh my gosh, yes, Donna. Let's see. I also find that I think of people and later find out that they have been thinking about me, which is fine unless they're upset with me. In that case, I notice I will start defending myself with a made up argument in my head with them. Such an interesting experience. Out of nowhere, I think of someone and then then I found out they were thinking of me. Absolutely. And this is where I know that all of us are telepathic. There is a connection that the boys have taught me is just pure observation, and it's getting stronger and stronger, which is becoming more and more fun. Of course, it's annoying a little bit because people are, messing with the waves, but the more you get into the path of self-mastery, the easier it is. It's basically like picking up the phone and dialing somebody up. You're just making it even faster because you have a full-on connection. So all is well always. It's just one of those mantras that shift me even when I am in a position of discomfort. All is well always. I come back to me. I come back to the now. I come back to, oh yeah, it's all good. Even if it looks like catastrophe, it's just an event. We just get all riled up. And it's okay to have the emotion with it too. I'm not saying don't do that. Of course, we are emotional beings. That's what we're here for, to feel the full spectrum of a life. The point I'm trying to make in all of these videos is that you always have choice. You always have a choice to go ahead and enjoy yourself in all that yummy depression for a little bit, yummy anxiety for a little bit, if you can call it that, and then just shift on over. I mean, my favorite genre of movie is the romance and the romantic comedy from time to time. But I mean, Jane Austen, oh, I love Jane Austen. I watched Pride and Prejudice is my absolute favorite movie. And it's nothing but drama, romantic drama. Why does it call to me? Because I love to see people play stuff out like that. Because I've played it out in my life. And it's fun to be in a human body. And as soon as we start seeing that it's just fun to be in a human body, it makes it lighter. It's not the valley of the suffering that we tend to ascribe to this beautiful planet of full-on abundance, because Mother Earth is completely abundant. She just grows stuff. All we have to do is go and pick it and eat it, and it boggles the mind that we are still having issues of hunger and pollution, all these things. But I am such an optimist, and I know that the next generation is going to start cleaning out landfills. Like, we're going to have some amazing inventions that are going to change everything. I know it. So yes, if I said all is well always, I can see how it would get me out of my head. Yes. How much fun can we have being dramatic? Exactly. Kidding, not kidding. I'm with you. So I hope all is well always aids you and of service to you. I hope that my little mantras that I use with Will are of service to you. They're definitely of service to me. I really walk every day in meditation because things are always shown to me. And then when I'm not in that, I'm in just a lot of joy because everything is going with the flow. And then I just kind of, how does it get better than that? Just like that video I made a few days ago. How does it get better than that? And how does it get better than that? And you just open it up for the experience to come to you, and you're not trying to control it. Instead, you're surrendering to it and having fun. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Let it be. So change that mindset. Go back into that beautiful heart space. Have fun. Yeah, be dramatic when you want to be dramatic. I know a lot of great theater people. They're so much fun. So, but keep it light, have fun. That's my live for today. I will see you guys tomorrow for day 12 of the 30-day challenge. May this be of service tonight, sending you all so much love and light. And I'll see you then. God bless.